Hello there and welcome. Always here from mastertheartofchange.com. If you don't know me, I am Olga Bochareva. I am certified EFT and Fast 50 practitioner and emotional intelligence coach for entrepreneurs. I work with a variety of people, but one of the things that I noticed kind of coming up rather often, and I had this question from coming up from one of my audience, is how do you address depression with fast EFT? So if this is something that you've been battling with or had some kind of form of depression on lower level or an upper level, this video will be beneficial for you. So first of all, I wanted to mention that this is something that is rather common. Most of the people had some kind of form of depression at one point or another in their life. Sometimes it could be something rather mild and could be addressed fairly quickly. Sometimes it lengthens and it's hard for people to snap out of it. So what is depression? The way how we're going to address it is from the faster EFT perception or point of view. And essentially, in order to be depressed, you have to know how to. You have to do all the right things in your mind to create depression, to produce and manifest it. So my question to you, if you feel depressed occasionally or often or just once in a while, what is it that you're doing in your mind to create that state? What kind of videos you're playing, what kind of things you're thinking about, what kind of memories you're going to, what kind of things you're focusing on. Because the honest truth, guys, there are a lot of things going on at the same time, so you gotta focus on the right stuff to feel the right way. So another piece that I wanted to bring into that before we go into the tapping tip is something that I've experienced not too long ago. And the point of the story is that your depression could be just a sign from your psyche, from your intuition, from your internal self to do a U-turn, to start moving in a little bit different direction. So here's a story. About 2.5 years ago, my second daughter was just born recently, and after 3 months or so staying home with her, it was time for me to go back to work. I was a full-time math teacher at the time, and I was getting ready to start teaching year. So it wasn't summer and things were really hard. I was not sleeping very well. The baby was crying. I was crying. And I knew that just a couple of months down the road, I'll have to leave the baby home and go back working 8 hours a day. So that thought was honestly really tough for me at that point. And what ended up happening is I started getting depressed. And I didn't even know that I was getting depressed. I went to my midwife and I started looking through the questionnaire and I said, Olga, you have a form of mild depression. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even know that. So the question that I asked myself is, what is going on? What is happening that producing this depression? So what happened at that moment is I started addressing some feelings, some momentums. So the way I felt at that moment is giving up my baby, is like giving her up to orphanage. So I didn't want to go back to work full time. I wanted to find a way to spend a little bit more time with my baby. And as I started tapping, I started working with practitioner at that time. I only had a few sessions. And what I realized that if I would quit my full-time job and start my part-time business, I only need to work like 10 hours a week to replace or get close to replacing my income. And that was a huge, huge revelation, but I wouldn't see that if I wouldn't work through some heavy, heavy things happening in my life, that I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving to be, a stay mom and work part-time and, have all this amazing time with my kid. So working on those issues helped me realize that, okay, it's doable, and it helped me came up with a plan. So long story short, after tapping on that depression, I quit my full-time job and I started my part-time business. And 3 months down the road, I was able to replace or get close to replacing my full-time income, which worked out perfect. So the reason I'm telling you this, guys, it could be something inside you that trying to tell you change the course or make a decision or make a U-turn on that course. So in my case, it was, okay, it's time to quit full-time job and do something different. So just kind of start embracing it this way. Now, when you tap on depression, just go to how you know. Very, very simple. Start focusing on the pictures, on the feelings that go there. If there's something bigger coming up, then if you can work on it yourself, that's great. If you wanted to work with a practitioner, then do that as well. But at some point, you start feeling some significant shifts that will start getting out there. Two things to keep in mind. Number one, be gentle with yourself in the tapping process. Take it piece at a time. Take breaks, drink a lot of water, sleep a lot, take good care of yourself. Number two, be persistent. If stuff is coming up, celebrate. I didn't know I needed to celebrate my depression back then, but now I do. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I got depressed, because if I wouldn't have such a loud message from myself, from my inner self, that this is time to make some changes, I wouldn't make the changes. I would go back and I had this low grade suffering and I would do what I had to do. So negative emotions are just your compass. So listen to this compass and make adjustments, whether it's internal ones or external ones, as you clean up all this residue. So keep on tapping. You are doing an amazing job. Comment below this video if you have questions. If you are on my email list, hit reply and let me know what you'd like for me to address in the next video. Or if you're not on my mailing list, then join in the tribe and visit me at www.mastertheartofchange for more tapping tips and advice on how to improve your life and your business. Alrighty, that'll be all for now. All my love. Bye-bye.